my dear Taurus. This is a love reading prediction for Gemini season, May 20 to June 20, 2020, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. The reading is sponsored by Bridget, and if you also want to sponsor a reading from me, you can follow the donation link in the description box. And this will be a love reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising Sign, and Venus, Vedic or Tropical. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. So when I tell you that this is you, it might as well be the person or the situation you are dealing with. Use your own intuition and recognition to determine who is who in this reading for you. And for cross-watchers, if you're an empath, you will usually find yourself on the left feminine side. So if you need more information or help after you have listened to this reading, you can turn to the love readings for your season that is up, Taurus season, that began 5 days ago from when I'm launching this video. Or you can check out the pick a card and near personal readings on the first page of my channel. Click my little Queen of Cups icon there and then the headline of each playlist to see all the videos the playlist contains. And I will start shuffling your cards, and I use the Golden Universal Tarot with Roberto De Angelis. So, when I open your deck here, I see the Hermit in reversed and the King of Swords in reversed. Well, you seem to isolate yourself from other people. I don't think you have much energy for them, and if you would be amongst people, you would probably not be super friendly or super nice to them at this point. It's something that has taken away your patience with people, so you might not be as polite as you have been before. And yeah, okay, so I call the divine with love and light. And here we have Two of Wands with this King of Swords. So this is your new protection or your new boundary to keep people out that doesn't have your best interest at heart, but actually their own best interest. You're actually getting smarter and wiser in relationships, being better to have self-control and not throw yourself as game for people. So this is good. It's the two Tibetan power dorjes here, showing that you have control. You're holding your horse's rein and you decide where to apply yourself and your energy and not. So I called the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and here we have 8 of Cups with the King of Swords. So again, not particularly oriented towards cooperating with other people. If they want to cooperate, they can cooperate with you. So it's clear decisions or clear communication. So I call the 6 elements, and here we have 5 of Swords with the 8 of Cups. I'm laughing because not only do you not want to cooperate with them, you actually want to kind of defeat them and make them taste their own medicine. So that's how far you will go. And I'm not feeling negative energy at all, really. It's just exhilarating. It feels good. It feels like freedom. It feels like finally you start to say what's on your mind and voice your concerns and tell people when you don't fully agree and things like this. So 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Taurus viewers. So I want my dear Taurus to have love in their life and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay, so I will just tune in for a few seconds here to you and your situation in Gemini season, Taurus. So this is the new bottom of the deck, and of course the King of Swords in reversed. So you say to them, you're not so tough now, huh? Because before you probably turned the other cheek and was nice, and now they are getting back their just desserts. And this is the old bottom of the deck, and here you were kind of asking for their approval instead of putting the records straight. So you were asking for them to love you and agree with you, but now you don't feel the need to play nice. Okay, so this is what's on your mind about the person most on your mind, and this is the situation, and this is what's on their mind about you, and this is your feelings towards them, the bond between you two, their feelings towards you. This is your behaviors and attitudes, the outcome, and their behaviors and attitudes. Okay, so we'll start with the situation there, and it's the Chariot. So you are starting to take control over your life. You're also integrating your shadow parts, the parts that you haven't really allowed into your life earlier, and these this all gives you more energy, so you can be able to move your Chariot forward into the future. So when we don't deny half of ourselves, we get more energized, and also when we act more natural, we don't have to waste a lot of energy holding back a lot of our natural expressions and our natural communication and so on and so forth. So in balanced way, this is great. But when a person becomes inflated, big ego, always want to win, that's when it has gone too far. But I think you have been swinging in the pendulum like here, where you didn't ask for much, and now you're starting to swing the pendulum here, and eventually it will go like this, and it will end beautifully in the middle. So all your parts are expressed in balanced and harmonious ways, and your soul can communicate with the rest of humanity instead of your ego or your fears or your worst expectations are communicating with your reality or the people around you. So this is what's on your mind about the person most on your mind. And well, I'm getting the notion of poop here, but it's like you're comparing them to poop. I don't know. So you don't want to invest in the relationship because you think it's crap. So that's what's on your mind about that. You don't want to make investment in stupid situations. And this is their what's on their mind with you. And I think they have detected this. It seems like you don't want to be friends with them anymore, partner with them anymore. You don't want to have this project with them anymore, or you don't believe in the future with them anymore. So 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, they feel like their existence that they had with you is crumbling. And it's like they're putting a lot of your good times in the past. So they might have little hope of this continuing into the future. So it's a mild reaction. It's more shock or disappointment, or okay, so this is how it's going to be from now on. Shocking, because maybe you didn't point out when the person did anything wrong, so they didn't know how you reacted, and that was unfair to them and unfair to you. So if you would have told them, they would have had the chance to change or to take you out of your misconception or your misunderstandings and say, no, that was not what I wanted or intended or meant. So you got it all wrong, but you never said anything. So now they are more like, they don't know what really happened or why you got, so you turned on them or turned away from them so suddenly. But this is natural. First you withstand a lot of things and try to behave in the way you think people expect, and then one day you have kind of a breakdown, which is a breakthrough, and you become more yourself, and that's of course shocking to the surroundings. So it's nothing strange about this. And here's the bond between you. So the bond between you, we can say, is a little bit thin because we have the Five of Swords here, which refer to you not being on the best of terms. Actually, when you think about each other, you might think that the other person is not on your side, not supporting you, not understanding you, unable to communicate with you in a way that is loyal and friendly. So you're basically a little bit like enemies right now. And this is your feelings towards them. And you feel like they were a soulmate connection to you, that you really hit it off. But this, their personal behavior that you weren't able to communicate, that you didn't like properly, you didn't properly communicate this, it came in the way. So you had to withstand a lot of bad behavior or things that you didn't like from this person, and it took a toll on the relationship. So it seems like it's hanging in the air a little bit. It is not possible to get closure at this time. You probably don't need closure. You're not interested in closure. You're probably just interested in them staying away, because you gave too much energy to this situation and you have no more energy to give. But you acknowledge that it was a great connection, and you probably know that you exhausted yourself a lot in this relationship. So you realize that you need to do things differently in the future, and you still think that they are a doofus. So okay, so this is their feelings towards you, and they have lost their mojo. They feel disappointed. It's like a dog walking with the tail between their legs, but it's not out of fear, it's more out of disappointment, is what I'm feeling. So I think they had a lot of interest with you, but their interest might have been a little bit pushy or demanding, or in some way, you know, asking too much of you, and you weren't able to put boundaries towards this energy. So they feel a little bit lost and, you know, unhappy with you. And it's almost like they think this unhappiness, that they are unhappy with you, should trigger some kind of response from you where you will try to make them happy. But I'm guessing that's your old pattern, how things were working out between you before, that when they came with criticism towards you, you took that criticism and fixed it and made it harmonious. And now you're thinking, this is whole poop, I'm not going to do anything about anything you say. So you can think whatever you want of me, I'm not going to react or even care. So they are still kind of waiting for you to care again. And this might have been how they tested your love, by accusing you of things or being dramatic. Of course, this would be draining for a person if someone does you like that. So it's not strange at all. The only thing we can ask is that in the future you will do people the favor to tell them when they are doing things all wrong. Okay. So this is your behaviors and attitudes, and we have a 4 of Wands here. So you'd rather be alone and have like a private celebration, love yourself, than to share this space with this person. So you're basically focusing on being happy without them, and to not need them, and to not feel the consequences of you losing them, because you don't feel it really as a loss, maybe more as a liberation or a freedom. Even though you acknowledge that there was value to this relationship, you weren't able to get the value out of the relationship. You just got a lot of trouble. So it's almost like a sigh of relief with this 4 of Wands. Finally, you are on your own. So this is their behaviors and attitudes. 2 of Swords. I'm feeling they are being a little bit of a martyr here, and they don't know what happened. Because you turned so 180 degrees from being, you know, so supportive towards them and carry all their drama, solving their problems, and, you know, taking the blame and saying, I'm sorry. So they don't know now how to see things in another way. So they probably need some time to process what you might have said, like in the end, and to see what was... what you were really saying and what was the real problem. But it doesn't seem like they are able to reach out and ask you, okay, so I need to know what I did wrong. But it might come at a later point. So this is the outcome. And yes, we have this page of Wands. So they want to kind of reach out to you and ask you, and you might want to reach out to them and tell them, but I don't see this happening. It's just you still feel a connection between each other, but neither wants to make the effort and try to reach out. You don't want to give them the wrong idea, and they don't want to you know, play things in your hands at all, because that was never their game. It was always you playing into their hands, and that's how they liked it. Okay, so they are just trying to digest this, and you know, at some point they will probably see things another way, but now they're just waiting for the apology that will never come. Okay, so simply love and base chakra. So I think they were acting a little bit like the child in the situation, and you were the grown-up, and you were supposed to give them safety, and that was kind of your agreement. And then you felt like, no, it's time for them to grow up and be an adult, and I don't care to pamper this person anymore. And now they are standing here without a parent, so they need to create one for themselves eventually. So, and what about you? We have dreams coming true, which is the 9 of Cups, giving and receiving, which is the 6 of Pentacles, and balance. So you know now better how to attract better things into your life, to say yes to the things you do want and no to the things you don't want. So you're better on the law of attraction and the law of repulsion. So you're a better creator, we can say. You're creating your life in a more balanced way. And giving and receiving, I think you have identified that you have done this you have overfunctioned in your relationship and done too much, and probably made people a little bit spineless, a little bit immature, a little bit childish, and so on. So, and you were trying to be good, so you could get a good feeling out of this, because if you did something that was more selfish, or where you put a boundary or told someone no, you probably got like guilty sense. So you actually behaved like this and gave all this because it made you feel good, and it didn't make you feel good to say no, or to not make people happy when they were sad, and so on and so forth. So it's something you have gotten out of this. It's probably your survival skill to try to be nice and helpful. And now there's going to be more balance with you, where you will be able to do both. When you want to help people and you feel like they actually need your help, you will help them. And when you feel that people will be more help with you saying no, because they need to learn to do this for themselves, that is what will happen. So this is much more healthy, and we can see that your soul has pretty much come down in your body, so you can express your true soul self instead of expressing your conditioning. So another card for this person, and it's the Master, which is the Devil. So they want to keep people in a certain kind of relationship, where it's a codependent, somewhat manipulating kind of relationship, where people play different roles and get different roles. And so it's like, I need you to play this role of my savior, and I can play the role of the one needed to be saved. I can be the black sheep, and you can be the white one that's always do great things and save me. And they will probably continue looking for people that can play this role in their lives. So I don't see them changing this, or getting some great epiphany to realize that they need to change their patterns or anything like that. And it's not really your problem. Sometimes we just need to realize that people is very stuck in their projections and in their patterns, and at some point we have done enough to try to wake them up. And life itself, and God and the divine, it's up to them to make this person more awakened. So they're stuck in some old memory, so just replaying again and again and again endlessly. So I'm going to read the 14 Alchemist card for you. Oh, okay. Giving and receiving came up, so I guess I'm going to read that card for you. When this card appears, relationship take on a loving, balanced energy. You worked hard to understand yourself and others, and now it's paying off. You're being rewarded with joy and fulfillment. is there someone in your life who would benefit from what you have learned around matters of the heart. They are holding a heart there. So take some time to share your insight. Be careful though, don't try to solve people's problems, just be a mentor. Also look for other ways that you can be of assistance to those around you, but be sure to give only what you can and no more. In the spirit of balance, be open to receiving support and inspiration from other people as well. The universe is waiting to help you. You are blessed at this time and will receive additional favors if you ask for what you still need. Trust that you will receive it. So maybe it's your time to be able to benefit from also getting help from others and showing weakness and show, oh, I need this, I don't have the strength, what should I do? So you can also allow yourself to be helpless at sometimes. And with this page, thinking that it's kind of coming from you with the wands energy here towards this person. They are turning away their little head there. So if you at some point feel like you would want to reach out of love, not for throwing your heart in front of the bus, but more love and compassion, and you feel spiritually advised to do so, that could be the help that you could give, that you can give some kind of closure to this person and tell, like, we had a very destructive pattern where you accused me of things, and I had to defend myself and do better in the eyes of you because you expected me to be very perfect, and you expected me to always give you handouts or whatever was going on. So you can explain this for them so that they will be less clueless, because they seem rather clueless at this point. So also reading balance now then. There. The Alchemist card. So, renew, acknowledge, compromise, equality, harmony, healing. Balance is important in all aspects of life, but it is especially important in relationships, both with others and with yourself. This card suggests that you examine your relationship to see if they are truly in balance. A healthy relationship should include time to be together as well as time to be apart. Take some time in peaceful solitude to renew your acquaintance with yourself. Acknowledge what you bring to the relationship and what your partner brings to the relationship. Ensure that both play an equal role and that no person dominates. And compromise is required in order for a relationship to be harmonious. Be willing to give and receive. By finding the middle ground, you'll help to ensure that your needs and the needs of your partner are met. Compromise also includes accepting that people are individuals with different personalities and ways of looking at the world. Embrace your differences, rejoice in your similarities. If you find yourself at odds, be willing to work through issues honestly and with love, confident that your differences can be resolved. This is an excellent time to help heal discordant relationship by bringing them into better balance. If you're seeking a romantic relationship, balancing aspect of your own life will open the way to new love. Also, making sure that your relationships with family and friends are in balance will set the tone for the new romance that is on its way to you. So often when we have this kind of pattern with a person, it might be that both of you have unresolved issues with your parents. Maybe you needed to be the good girl or the good boy, and this was kind of the helpless child that always needed this extra attention. So it's good to identify this and maybe deal with your original relationship. It doesn't mean that you have to deal with the actual person, but kind of make investigation of what kind of patterns you have gotten from that relationship, and pattern by pattern stop following that old cycle. So stop doing that old thing. So if you're always feeling that you are responsible for other people's well-being, it can be because you felt responsible for a parent's well-being, and then you realize that other people are as responsible for my well-being as I am of other people's well-being. And then you can start to balance this and ask more from other people and say more what you need, and in the same time also take a little bit less responsibility for this, and it will become balanced. And here we have their card, the Master. Fear, identify, release, negativity, freedom, love. It's 15, is 1 plus 5 is 6, so it's connected to the Lover's card. These are connected to the High Priest. Okay, so fear and doubt often prevent a relationship from flowering or from manifesting. In matters of the heart, they can restrict and confine. They prevent you from opening to joy and love that's waiting for you. A fearful heart closes it upon itself and sees only negativity and doubt. Your fears can even make you question your own value, causing you to wonder whether you are worthy of being loved or if you'll ever find love. These thoughts, if not controlled, will manifest more of the same, continuing in a never-ending destructive cycle. So even if you wanted to love them, since they are always interpreting everything you do negatively, they can't feel the love from you, even if it's there. And that's why they kind of continue accusing you of things with the Five of Swords there. It is time to take action. To master your fears, you must first identify them. What fears about love have you allowed yourself to believe? Are you concerned about being unlovable? Are you uneasy about giving up your freedom in order to be in a relationship? Do you find it too difficult to speak up about your needs and ask that they be met? Sit quietly and uncover what may be holding you back. By the very act of facing your fears, you will recognize them for the deceptions that they are, and you will discover the power to master and eliminate them. The absence of fear is unconditional love. Please take some time to look at your fears and doubts so you can release them. This will free you to manifest joyful and loving relationships. Know that you can have the relationship you desire. Act now to release your fears and open your heart. So very good advice for them if they would listen. Okay, so it's probably talking to you as well. Because this is the dance with the demon and this is the demon, so you both have your shadowy side. It might just be that your side might be more pleasant to people than this more demanding side that they seem to display. Okay, so my dear Taurus, I hope this helps, and thank you so much for watching. If you want to support my channel, you can do so not only by watching, but also liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing my videos. You can also donate to my channel through the link in the description box, or you can make Google Donate by clicking my ads or watch them for 30 seconds or to the end of the ad, whichever comes first. That will keep my humble revenue up, so I can still free up time to make content like this for you on this channel. And I want to thank you so much in advance. I'm truly grateful for my wonderful, loving, and supporting viewers. So until next time, I want you to take really good care and keep the eye out for my videos. Okay, bye-bye.